Welcome back to Educational NishNova. You are now listening to the next part of Chapter 3, Plant Kingdom. Let's continue our journey of learning and explore more concepts in this chapter. The gymnosperms are heterosporous. They produce haploid microspores and megaspores. The two kinds of spores are produced within sporangia that are borne on sporophylls, which are arranged spirally along an axis to form lax or compact strobili or cones. The strobili-bearing microsporophylls and microsporangia are called microsporangiate or male strobili. The microspores develop into a male gametophytic generation which is highly reduced and is confined to only a limited number of cells. This reduced gametophyte is called a pollen grain. The development of pollen grains take place within the microsporangia. The cones bearing megasporophylls with ovules or megasporangia are called macrosporangiate or female strobili. The male or female cones or strobili may be born on the same tree, Pinus. However, in cycas, male cones and megasporophylls are born on different trees. The megaspore mother cell is differentiated from one of the cells of the nucellus. The nucellus is protected by envelopes and the composite structure is called an ovule. The ovules are born on megasporophylls, which may be clustered to form the female cones. The megaspore mother cell divides meiotically to form 4 megaspores. One of the megaspores enclosed within the megasporangium develops into a multicellular female gametophyte that bears 2 or more archegonia or female sex organs. The multicellular female gametophyte is also retained within megasporangium. Unlike bryophytes and pteridophytes, in gymnosperms, the male and the female gametophytes do not have an independent free-living existence. They remain within the sporangia retained on the sporophytes. The pollen grain is released from the microsporangium. They are carried in air currents and come in contact with the opening of the ovules born on megasporophylls. The pollen tube carrying the male gametes grows towards archegonia in the ovules and discharge their contents near the mouth of the archegonia. Following fertilization, zygote develops into an embryo and the ovules into seeds. These seeds are not covered. Gymnosperms. A. Cycas. B. Pinus. C. Gingo. Dwarf shoot. Long shoot. Seeds. 3.5 angiosperms. Unlike the gymnosperms where the ovules are naked, in the angiosperms or flowering plants, the pollen grains and ovules are developed in specialized structures called flowers. In angiosperms, the seeds are enclosed in fruits. The angiosperms are an exceptionally large group of plants occurring in wide range of habitats. They range in size from the smallest wolffia to tall trees of eucalyptus, over 100 meters. They provide us with food, fodder, fuel, medicines, and several other commercially important products. They are divided into 2 classes, the dicotyledons and the monocotyledons. Figure 3.5. Angiosperms. A. Dicotyledon. B. A monocotyledon. Summary. Plant kingdom includes algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Algae are chlorophyll-bearing simple, thalloid, autotrophic, and largely aquatic organisms. Depending on the type of pigment possessed and the type of stored food, algae are classified into 3 classes, namely chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, and rhodophyceae. Algae usually reproduce vegetatively by fragmentation, asexually by formation of different types of spores, and sexually by formation of gametes, which may show isogamy, anisogamy, or oogamy. Bryophytes are plants which can live in soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. Their plant body is more differentiated than that of algae. It is thallus-like and prostrate or erect and attached to the substratum by rhizoids. They possess root-like, leaf-like, and stem-like structures. The bryophytes are divided into liverworts and mosses. The plant body of liverworts is thalloid and dorsiventral, whereas mosses have upright, slender axes bearing spirally arranged leaves. The main plant body of a bryophyte is gamete-producing and is called a gametophyte. It bears the male sex organs called antheridia and female sex organs called archegonia. The male and female gametes produced fuse to form zygote, which produces a multicellular body called a sporophyte. It produces haploid spores. The spores germinate to form gametophytes. In pteridophytes, the main plant is a sporophyte which is differentiated into true root, stem, and leaves. These organs possess well-differentiated vascular tissues. The sporophytes bear sporangia, which produce spores. The spores germinate to form gametophytes, which require cool, damp places to grow. The gametophytes bear male and female sex organs called antheridia and archegonia, respectively. Water is required for transfer of male gametes to archegonium, where zygote is formed after fertilization. The zygote produces a sporophyte. The gymnosperms are the plants in which ovules are not enclosed by any ovary wall. After fertilization, the seeds remain exposed, and therefore these plants are called naked-seeded plants. The gymnosperms produce microspores and megaspores, which are produced in microsporangia and megasporangia borne on the sporophylls. The sporophylls, microsporophylls and megasporophylls, are arranged spirally on axis to form male and female cones respectively. The pollen grain germinates and pollen tube releases the male gamete into the ovule, where it fuses with the egg cell in archegonia. Following fertilization, the zygote develops into embryo and the ovules into seeds. The angiosperms are divided into two classes, the dicotyledons and the monocotyledons. You've completed this chapter. Next, we'll explore more exciting biology concepts. Stay tuned with Educational NishNova and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more lessons.